Hey everybody, we're getting into it with Blunder version 0.2. So this is the first update. We're going to go quickly through how to uninstall the first if you have it, and then quickly install the second if you don't. Or because you won't, because this is the intro to it. This is what you will see when you get Blunder 0.2. But as you can see right now, we've got Blunder, the original version in there. So let's clear that out first. So we're going to close this. Let's just navigate to, you're going to go to your user folder, app data, roaming, Blender Foundation, Blender 2.8, we're almost there. Config, get rid of this one, delete, and we're also going to go to scripts, then startup, and then user templates. We're going to get rid of this one. So now that we're rid of those, I'm going to open back up Blender, but you can see we don't have a Blunder in here. Perfecto. We can now go to, the link will be in the description, spectral-vectors.itch.io/Blunder. I had to move it off my Gumroad page because the file is a little bigger and I couldn't afford a $10 a month charge to host a 53 megabyte file. So it is now on my itch page. I think I got everything that I needed from Gum on itch, so write me on wherever, and I'll send out a note for everyone who just got this on Gumroad, who may not be watching this video. So you can just download it from the bottom. Still free, still great, whatever. Once you've done that, you can go File, in Blender, File, Install Application Template. I know that it's on my C drive, users, it's me, it's my downloads, it's right there, and we say install template from file. Just like before, nothing's changed, but now we can go new, Blunder 0_2. And you can see it takes a second to load, but what we have is this. We've got our mannequin set up in here. We've got our world. I stripped it down a little bit this time, and to be honest, I think one thing that I'm not super happy about is the file size of everything here. So it's 130 megs in the blend file. It packs down to 54 in the zip, but it just seems like pretty big to me for what you get. So I'll see if I can maybe optimize these assets just for this distribution. So what is new for this version? This is a big-time cleanup version. I had made the 0.1 version before I had really done a lot of work in it, and I started doing a little more work in prep for this update, and I found that it was nigh unusable. So I've gone back, I've fixed all the conflicts with, or as many as I can find. If you guys find more, please let me know, and I will go back and I'll keep adjusting the keymap. If you have any issues with the keymap, if I say like use right-click to move around and right-click and WASD to move around and that's not working for you, I have included the keymap file in the zip file as a separate file, so you can unzip it and find that it's a Python file in there. It does need to be the zip to install it as the template, so I would only do that as a last resort. The other big change is, I think I mentioned it, it's a pretty big file because all of the linked files are now packed in. So that's all of the textures on the mannequin, that's the HDR in the world, the key map, which should include all key mappings. There's a little checkbox that says all key mappings. So all that should be now together and working in this larger file. So if anybody has any issues now with the files not linking, like I said before, the pink sky, or the mannequin didn't have its materials properly mapped on some of the projects that I opened, some of the test files that I opened. But I did download this from the itch page onto my Mac, and I opened it on my Mac, and I had blue sky, properly mapped textures and materials on the mannequin, and all of my controls were working the same way. So I can now say, at least on my Mac, which is running 1013, I think, I don't remember what the name of that is, it will work on that. So it's not production ready at this point, it's still pretty early days, but it is at least working across systems, and I'm getting consistent results, at least on my end. Hopefully other people can back me up from that. So I've set up scaling so that the mannequin that you export from Unreal at 1:1 imports into Blender this size. You export anything from Blender that is scaled to match this mannequin, and it will import into Unreal the proper way, the proper size. So I haven't really done a lot of work in the export section. I haven't really done a lot of work behind the scenes, mostly just patching up things, trying to get this release packaged in a way that is just a one-stop shop. You download it, you install it, and it runs, and you don't have to spend time configuring or bug fixing. Did a little bit of renaming across the top, and when you go into your material editor, quote unquote, one of the things that I wanted to have was that right click to move the screen around rather than the middle mouse. So in our node editor here, just as in the Unreal node editor, we've got right click to move your screen around. And I've also got it so if we, let's say, add a couple of, let's say we add one of these, and we add a little shader, we can now highlight them, press C, and now we've got them in a frame, like a comment box, easy to move around, easy to keep together. As you can see, that's how I've tried to keep mine organized. I find the graphs get hard to read pretty quick. My only complaint is that I can't seem to find a way to add any text or add a title to this, and that might be something glaringly obvious that I'm just missing. So I'll keep an eye out for that. So once again, this is a free template for Blender 2.8. Please download, test it out, let me know what you think. It is a work in progress. I'm going to be fixing up issues of scaling. Again, I could have something as simple as just changing the unit value in Blender might solve all of my problems, because I have it down to 1 centimeter. But as I have it right now, it seems to be importing and exporting in a pretty friendly manner. I guess one thing that I'll add is in the exporter, if we're clicking FBX, you want to click selected object so that you're not exporting your entire scene. And for your up value, you want it to be Z up. Everything else can stay the same. So this is another thing that probably I can write a Python script to have these auto-checked or have it switched to a preset for me here. That is something that's on its way.